Safety! Dropped in the end zone. It's Niehaus. Feldman, that one will get in. That's a good point right there. A shot coming here. That's a goal. Lifted to left center field. Gets off the warning track into the wall. Transition three. Boom! Knocks that one down. And it's a goal. What a beautiful play. Dutton, look what I found over the first. It's a 3-on-1 all the way. Yes! There he goes.
Your home for the Bobcats. KFJB-TV.
Welcome into Bobcat Live. Thanks so much to everybody being out here today. We've got an action-packed show lined up for tonight. I know it's winter, Brynjar, but we're talking a little golf tonight, which I know you love the golf game during the summer.
Definitely.
How many rounds do you think you get in the summer?
I'll probably lowball it, maybe 50.
50? Okay.
But you can think that maybe I've tripled that.
How's your daughter? I know she's out there with you sometimes.
Not as much as lately.
Okay.
You know, she's kind of in her own thing. Volleyball's a big thing, so she's doing it. So.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for coming out tonight as Marshalltown Bobcat basketball in action on Monday night against the Southeast Polk Rams in an 8-point loss. Coming off of that one, what was your kind of final thoughts on that game? Because to me it seemed like, early on you're right there in that game, but it seemed like a little bit of foul trouble. Kyle Smith kind of got bumped up a little bit, and he had to rotate in some guys in there in some positions. And it was a really tough battle, but just, couldn't pull it out there at the end. What was kind of your final thoughts?
Well, we got in foul trouble, and that kind of got our lineup a little bit kind of off-kilter a little bit of the way we want to have it in there. Will was in there at the same time. Boone was. Zane was in there. Not a typical lineup that we would have out there. Nothing against them whatsoever or anything like that. We battled hard. We got kind of through those 2 minutes. We went down by 3 at halftime. I thought we kind of weathered the storm with the foul trouble, but we just kind of couldn't get over the hump in the second half. At the end of the day, we turned the ball over a little bit too much for points.
Yeah.
I would refer to that as pick six. And then, transition-wise, defensively, we gave up a few too many points there as well. And they hadn't been rebounding the ball very well in the offensive glass, and we kind of lost a battle on that one a little bit too.
Yeah, it was Rex Smith was kind of beating you guys down low on the block as well, kind of finding that space down low, coming off a screen, that kind of thing. Those little plays, are those little tendencies that maybe they don't do against somebody else that you have to kind of adjust to on the fly?
I don't know. The game kind of just went the way it went. We are who we are, and we know what we need to fix and how we need to play, and our focus is more about ourselves than actually what everybody else is doing, and I think we're figuring some things out. Yeah, we're 2-3, but our improvement from our first 2 games of just our shot selection, how we play offensively, how we share the ball. We go to Hoover, and we got 3 guys in double figures. We're making progress. We're making the right steps. We got 2 big games here starting tomorrow, one in Mason City, but it's really all about us and just kind of making sure that we're not turning the ball over. We're at least taking a good shot. Let's take a bad shot in the last 10 seconds of the shot clock. We're making progress.
Yeah. How impressive have you been with, running the point at Marshalltown is kind of a little bit of a prestigious spot. You had Armani Thomas, all-time leading scorer there a couple of years ago. Trayshawn Brooks was pretty good in that role last year. But to see Drake Gersma step into that as a sophomore, how do you think he's handled that?
He's handled it well, really well. Drake wants to play. He wants to learn. He's very coachable. He brings it every day. His focus, he's locked in. It's really fun to be around a guy like that actually wants to soak up whatever you want to tell him and really listen and studies the game well. There's nothing but a bright future for him, and he's going to keep working at his game and improving. And to know that we have him for 2 more years is just another bonus.
How different? Because every time he comes off the floor, I see you talking with Drake Gersma. So how does that differ between what you say to somebody in game versus at practice? I mean, is there, because I'm sure there's coaching that goes on, but what kind of things are being taught at that time?
There's a lot of similarities, between practice and the games. But, like last Tuesday or Monday night when we played Southeast Polk, the ball screen coming off it, we were just trying to figure out just what he kind of needed to do, how to attack it, how to be aggressive. not kind of pull the ball back, go between his back or between the legs, and just kind of really attack that guy's outside shoulder that was going to be hedging. I mean, those are game moments and all that, but what we do in practice in the last 2 days, we worked on that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of correlation of what we need to improve on just from what we talked about in the game and what we try to do in practice as well.
Yeah. You mentioned some of the guys coming off the bench. There's been times in the past couple of years where we've seen maybe 1 or 2 guys coming off the bench. This year we've seen a little bit more of 3, 4 guys coming off the bench at times. How much do you think that's going to help this team long-term down the road, especially once you get late in the season and into postseason play?
Well, I mean, you know, Adam Boone has given us great minutes. Will has given us great minutes. Zane has given us great minutes. The biggest thing is just when they go in, there's not a worry about what I'm going to do. What can I do to help the team? And that's kind of all the way down the line with all of our guys. They're not necessarily worried about their points or what they do with the minutes or anything like that. And the biggest thing is coming in, not hurt, is what can you do? Can you take a charge? Can you get a rebound? Can you get a loose ball? Can you change the momentum in the game a little bit in those minutes that you come in? But it's huge for us. I mean, you know, Adam Boone hasn't played a whole lot in his career, but he's coming in, giving us great minutes. His attitude is outstanding. Same with Will. Will was a big reason why we won against Des Moines East with his free throws there. So, I mean, Zane is going to just keep getting better, and his role will get a little bit bigger with a few more minutes there and there. But, you know, it helps us because between Drake and Kyle, they got to come out at some point, or we're just going to be gassed, and we found that out kind of early on in those first 2 games.
Yeah, guys like Jacob Hayes, I know Will Swartz played a little bit at the JV level last year. How much do you think that, you know, everybody wants to be on varsity, or, you know, at least when I was growing up, I was like, oh, on JV or whatever. But, I mean, that experience can pay off. How much do you think that did help them kind of project them into, well, like Jacob Hayes his junior year now and Will in his senior year?
I think it's helped a lot. I think the biggest thing is their character too, because they actually want to be there. You know, they're not complaining about the role that they have or any of that. If they played JV last year, that's what they did. They came every day in practice and helped us in practice. That was their role. This year the role is a little bit bigger. But, you know, the fact that they come every day, and no matter if they play 1 minute in a game or 0 or 10, it's the same thing every day, and that's what every team needs, guys that are willing to come in every day and just do what they're asked to do. Yeah,
for sure. With your experience at the collegiate level, how big is in-season development? Do you notice a big difference? Obviously, you're breaking down the best high school players to go to college, but do you feel like at the high school level you see more development from game 1 to the final game, or did you feel more at the collegiate level?
Well, I would hope that we're developing a little bit from the first game to the last game. If not, I don't know if we should be coaching myself. but no, I mean there is improvement in there. The biggest thing is, I always refer to the kind of the process of what you got to do is during the season we're working on our team. And we're working on how we can improve our team. And if we can look at the first game we played versus the last game we played, or Hoover, our shot selection and how we're playing as a group is so much better than it was in the beginning. We're learning, we're growing, we're figuring out that Drake is going to make Kyle better. Kyle is going to make Jamison better. Just the spots that we're in on the floor and so forth. And I think that's a lot of it that it goes into during the season. Then off season, that's when we're worried about what we need to do on our own and so forth. What skill do we need to develop a little bit more and so forth. But we do try to do a little skill development practice, 10, 15 minutes a day or so.
Yeah. All right. I know we got to get you out of here. You're a busy man, but final question for you. Mason City postponed last week. Going to make that game up tomorrow night. You'll see it here on KFJB-TV. And then Friday night back in the Roundhouse to take on Fort Dodge. What are you looking from your perspective out of this team over the next couple of games in conference play?
Well, I think, tomorrow, first of all, it starts tomorrow. We can't worry about Friday yet. We got to just take one game at a time. Mason City's got some size. That's obviously giving us some trouble here. Will got to be big for us tomorrow. We got to handle their pressure. They're going to come and press us. They're going to trap us. They're going to do all this kind of funky stuff that's going to try to get the ball out of our hands and go the other way in transition. If we handle that, take care of the ball, kind of do what I think we've been doing offensively here as of late, I think we're going to be fine. But we got to take care of the ball, and we got to go up there and we got to show up and play. We got to play hard. Yeah. Whoever goes in, got to be ready to answer those minutes, to give us great effort in those minutes and so forth. And then Friday, you come off a game whether you win or lose. My biggest my statement about those games is always, if you lost, Fort Dodge doesn't care.
Yeah.
They're trying to win. Or if you won, they don't care. That game is over with. We got to move on.
Yeah.
What can we do next, and how can we even get better, even though we got to play back-to-back games?
Yeah, for sure. Well said, too, because Mason City has really challenged the Bobcats over the past couple of years. Brynjar Brynjolfsson with Bobcat Boys Basketball. Thanks so much for the time, Coach. All right, when we come back, we will talk with Kyle Smith, point guard, or guard for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Well, he plays a little point guard, too, every now and then, that's for sure. That's coming up right here on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Welcome back into Bobcat Live here at Wayward Social on KFJB-TV. Guard for the Marshalltown Bobcats, Kyle Smith, now joining us here. I know you're bumped up a little bit on Monday night against Southeast Polk. How you feeling?
A little sore. Did get bumped up Monday though, but we're getting better as the week goes on.
All right, it's probably not the first time you've been bumped up during the basketball season. How do you kind of handle that? You've got a little bit of rest coming up on the Christmas break, but how do you kind of manage that next couple of games?
Yeah, just taking time off when you need it, just rolling out, taking time in the trainer's room, getting everything stretched out, and just, getting ready for the day of. Yeah.
You were tied for threes going into Monday night. I know you made 3 of them. I think you're, at 16 now. I don't know where that stands. But coming off a year where you made 70-plus threes, we talked a little bit on our Cat Connection about this, but your focus as a sharpshooter, seeing those shots, coming off of screens, finding the open area. Maybe sometimes you're creating because that open, shot is not quite there. How are you working on that side of things to continue to keep your shot going?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just letting the game come to me more instead of, obviously my percentages aren't as great as I want them, but I'm not really worried about my stats. It's just, letting the game come to me more. Coach Brynjar and Coach Apple, Coach Stoner have been telling me, better percentage shots, and it's helping me a lot get to the rim, get to the paint, and just, get that next basket.
Yeah, developing your game. How much? I'm sure you have aspirations maybe to play at the next level. How big do you think that is to your game to be able to not just be a sharpshooter, but also be able to drive in, maybe work down on the block a little bit?
It's huge. It's huge to have that next ability because people are going to be targeting on this dude's a sharpshooter, things like that. So you want to. If you're going to add that onto your game, that's not only going to just help the people or just help you elevate your game, but help the people around you.
As you close out winter break, what's kind of your focus these next 2 games? Because obviously they're big conference games for you guys.
Yeah, just go in. We got to compete and play as hard as we can. Just go out there and, just get the W.
Yeah. Nick Trask is the head coach for Mason City. He's been there for about 14 years in that role. And it seems like every year, especially past couple of years, they always challenge you. What is that just – they view you guys as kind of a big rival, do you think?
Yeah. I think it comes down to a rivalry game, playing Mason City. I think I remember Rowe last year was kind of taunting the fans. So it's going to be a big rivalry going back up there tomorrow. So.
And speaking of that, Rogelio's mom is back here in the corner joining us as well, too. So that's good stuff. Yeah, he was definitely fired up last year in that game. You guys were able to come down the line. You made a big 3 that helped propel the team to the victory on the road at Mason City. Then you're going to bounce back in another rivalry game against Fort Dodge. the Dodgers, and it looks like they're maybe a hair improved from a year ago. So how do you kind of assess the Iowa Alliance Conference right now? Is it Ames in your mind and you guys and figuring out the rest on the way?
Just one game at a time. From based off what I've seen, every team in our conference has gotten a lot better. So we know that we got to take it one game at a time, and every game we play, we just got to go out and play our best and just go out and win.
Yeah. The loss on Monday to Southeast Polk, what did you kind of learn the most out of that game?
I think we were a little tired Monday, but I don't think we really hustled as much as we could have. I think it just comes down to us needing to just hustle a lot more and just, taking great shots and getting to the line.
Yeah. Of course, we're going to have both games on KFJB-TV coming up Thursday and Friday. How much do you, I know you play football, you play basketball. Do you set out time, though? Because I know I've caught you going and shooting during before football practice starts. Are you setting aside time each week to go shoot or do extra things on your own?
Not really. I'm usually always one to go and get shots up whenever I can, but yeah, mostly that's what I'm doing. So
yeah, what's it like to have your dad on the coaching staff this year?
Oh, it's great to have him back. Great to have my dad back. He knows a lot of the game, so it's great to have another addition when I may not be shooting well or be doing something wrong, and he can just come and tell me what I'm doing.
Yeah, he must have a pretty good relationship with you because he was talking to me the other day while he was drinking his hot chocolate before practice started.
Yeah.
But he was talking about how you and your brother Corey differ a little bit. Corey wouldn't watch the game right after, but he said you come home and right after a game you're wanting to either watch it or study or compare it. What's it like to be able to lean on him and maybe get some of that extra advice?
Oh yeah, it's wait, from who? From
your dad.
From my dad. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Going home, and he's just always encouraging me, always telling me what I could do better, what do this, do that, and it just helps a lot to improve my game.
Yeah, and you had lots of competition. I didn't realize you have 7 siblings or 8?
No, it would be 6.
6? Okay.
6. No, it would be 7 including me.
Okay.
So sometimes I get confused myself. So.
All right. So can you name off all your siblings?
I could try. No, I got my oldest brother Tony, and then I'm already messed up. See, I got my oldest sister Carrie, and then Tony, Jacob, Rachel, Corey, myself, and then Nathan.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah. And Nathan's the youngest one out.
Oh yeah.
He's
next up.
Is he a big basketball player like you?
Yeah, he might be better than me.
He probably really?
Will. Yeah, he's pretty good.
What's his specialty? Like, is he a good sharpshooter like you, or what's his game all about?
He's a good. He can drive to the hole, side of the pocket. He needs to grow a little bit more. He's a little scrawny, but hey,
he doesn't get the size from you, or are you just saying he's skinny?
He's got time to grow. He'll get there.
Is he in 7th? Is that
7th grade?
Okay,
yeah.
7th grade. All right, he's got a few more years. Unfortunately, he won't play with you at the varsity.
Oh no, that would have been cool though if he could have.
Yeah, that would have been cool to see you, Corey, and him all at the same. But anyway, hey, best of luck rest of the season. Thanks for coming on tonight. Appreciate it. Hey, give it up, Kyle Smith for the Marshalltown basketball team. Out here at Bobcat Live tonight, take advantage of the special. It is $1 off the warm jumbo pretzel. What did you have out here?
I had some Little Caesars pizza.
Oh,
but hey, if I got here, I'd go for the burger. The burger's really good.
Okay, all right. That's our very own camera guy, Keith. I think he got the 300 burger? Yeah, all right.
That's the way to go.
So, yeah, that is the way to go. All right, we will take a quick timeout, and when we come back, we'll talk girls bowling. This is Bobcat Live right here on KFJB-TV.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown, and they are proud to support Marshalltown Bobcat Athletics. If you want to kick off football season in a new recliner, pass the bread at a beautiful new dining set, or lay up on a luxurious sectional sofa, McGregor's is the right play. Score the mattress of your dreams with an assist from their friendly and knowledgeable staff. You'll be the household MVP when you bring home the winning selections at McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown. Open 7 days a week.
Welcome back into Bobcat Live right here on KFJB-TV. I'm Brandon Lewis. Thanks so much for joining us here. A little tech work on the fly here. I just remembered I didn't have that one plugged in. We got to get Kennedy on. Common spelling with one N in Kennedy. We got everything straightened out. There we go. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Dustin
Yeah.
Peterson on here with us.
You're messing my hair up.
Sorry. You look really nice tonight. I like the get up.
Well, I try.
It's kind of Christmassy.
Yep.
You guys were in action. Well, you girls were in action.
JV
girls
JV
were in
girls
action.
today.
How'd they do down in Des Moines?
We bowled.
You bowled?
Yeah. We bowled. We're learning. So we did a good job.
How many do you have on JV?
5.
5. Okay. All right. And then on varsity, how many do you have?
5.
Okay.
5, 6. I mean,
yeah.
we bring one of the JV girls up to bowl.
Okay.
And then typically we've been dropping one down for the Bakers.
Okay.
But, I mean, 6 girls on varsity and 4.
Yeah.
We could use one more. So
I was gonna say, this is your free recruiting plug right here.
We tried.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, free bowling. What's better than that? I wish we had bowling when I was in high school.
right.
So
Yep.
I wasn't the best basketball player. That's why I was on pep band.
Get to practice almost every day.
That's true. For
6
free.
a.m.
For
Yep,
free.
for free.
6 a.m.
6 a.m. is when you practice?
6 a.m.
Wow. I don't know if I can bowl at 6. That's
It's dedication.
that is for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Kennedy. So senior year, how's it going so far for you?
It's going good. I've been improving every meet.
Yeah. Was your high at 270?
It was a
frame?
3.
I know there was a high score. I thought I saw a frame high, but
No,
anyway, you
I
know
had
better
a
than me.
series, a 302 series last
Okay,
night.
all right. Last night, maybe they weren't updated. Okay, that's awesome. So 302. How were you feeling after that?
I was ecstatic.
Now you took down Ames last night, so I bet you were really ecstatic. What was
Yeah.
that feeling like?
It was nice that a big rival we were able to beat down and kind of show them whose house it was.
What's it like bowling right here at Wayward Social? Because this is where you were last night against Ames.
Yeah, it's nice. It's kind of just like a familiar place. Like we're here every day, so it's like a second home to us at this point in
Yeah.
the season. From November through February, we're here. I think I'm here more than my own house.
I bet. So, Dustin, when you look at your lineup going in every night, I'm sure you have to feel pretty comfortable. You built this program to a good place where you have some good leaders. Even your daughter's on the team,
Yep,
and she's
yep.
doing really well this year. So
Yeah, she's been doing great. I mean, last night she had her first 200 game, so that was great for her. And there's more to come, I'm sure. It's really nice having 3 seniors that have been with the program the whole time, and then along with them we have 2 juniors, and that's pretty much the core of our team. And then we got some kids, new kids from BCL that came down, and they've really kind of helped out. And so it's been a really good year so far.
That's good. And you've had a couple of close matches, conference matches that you lost, Ottumwa and Waterloo East. But those are traditionally always pretty good bowling schools, right? Waterloo East for sure. Usually.
Waterloo East, I was not happy. So Waterloo East, I didn't think we bowled very well.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of, it was our first meet. It was an away meet. Just things weren't quite clicking for us that day. And it was definitely a team that I felt we should beat. Mm-hmm. Going down to Ottumwa, I think after the individual games, we were down like 170 pins. And then we came back in the first 2 Baker games, and I think we cut it to like 140 or 130, and then, then bowling happened, and so it was good for us. I think our team's at a spot where we can definitely compete with Ottumwa. we can actually make Lincoln think a little bit, instead of just walking in here and cleaning up. So
yeah. What do you think makes somebody like Lincoln so tough?
Lincoln has a pretty good youth program.
Okay.
So they have a lot of kids coming in. Their league at Bolorama is pretty strong, and that's one thing. So,
Kennedy, how's your game improved from a year ago?
A lot.
I think DP said last night that from my average last year for the whole season to now, it's gone up like 20 pins.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, that's a big jump. So were you just out here all summer working, or?
We did like open lanes like once a week.
Okay.
And that's pretty much when I was here. I kind of didn't really. I was working a lot, or I'd be out on the golf course over the summer.
Yeah.
So I didn't really get a chance to bowl a lot.
Yeah.
Kind of really didn't touch up my ball until November 11th.
Might have been a good thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, might have been a good thing, but definitely Kennedy's average has improved. Devin's average is up over 25 pins from last year, and everybody is on the right path, I think.
Yeah. You just more focused this year, hitting your spots, or?
I think it's just the senior shine, I would say. Senior year, we're doing our best.
Yeah. All right. So how do you feel the conference is shaking out? I know you mentioned Lincoln's obviously a tough one, but how do you feel about
Lincoln's tough. Other than that, I mean, every team we can play with. Mason City is going to be a tough match coming up. It's going to come off the break. I think it's on the 7th, and we're in Charles City that night. That'll be a tough match. They're bowling really well. They're about 100 pins higher than us on average, so we can do it. We definitely have extra pins out there to get. So
is Mason City combined with Charles City?
No, but they don't have a bowling alley in Mason
All
City
right.
anymore.
And I know Charles City's got a pretty nice bowling alley there. I used to live there, so it's not too bad.
It's all right.
It's no Wayward Social.
It's not.
It is definitely not any
none of
Wayward
them
Social.
are. So.
All right. So what other things are kind of unique about this team this year? I know you have a lot of girls back, but what makes it fun and keep coming back to coach this group?
I mean, they're a really good group of kids. I mean, more than anything, I care for the kids more than I care how they bowl. So I have a good group of kids, and I think that's what keeps bringing me back.
Yeah. Kennedy, your senior season, you bowl, you golf. I know you work a lot. What else is on your plate? Band. Yeah. That's about it?
Yeah.
That's enough to keep you busy.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I know you play woodwinds, right? You play
saxophone.
Saxophone. That's what I was going to guess, but I couldn't remember. So I'm sure you're working on all that. Plus, a band has a trip coming up don't they?
Well, we just took our trip in March.
Okay.
So they have another one in like 2028.
Oh, okay. All right. So Disney was last year.
Yeah.
I was thinking there was some other trip, but that's on me. But anyway, thanks for coming on. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So, you mentioned Mason City is right after the break, January 7th. When's the next home meet? Do you remember that?
That's probably the week after.
Okay. All right.
That would be Des Moines Lincoln, I believe.
Okay. All right. But it's always great to come out here to Wayward Social, cheer on. If anybody has any questions about, coming and watching the team bowl, how can they find out about that? Just show up, or?
I mean, we start at 3 o'clock. Our schedule's on Bound, so you can always check that out. Anytime you want to live stream a match, you're more than welcome to.
We always appreciate the plugs from you. Give it up, Dustin Peterson, Kennedy Lambert with us here on Bobcat Live. We will take a quick timeout. We'll be back right after this on KFJB-TV.
Your future starts now. Marshalltown Community College is now enrolling for spring classes. Whether you're pursuing a degree, certificate, transferring to a 4-year university, or just looking for a few credits, MCC has the program for you. Flexible schedules, affordable tuition, and expert faculty. Do you have a busy schedule but still looking to continue your education? Check out the online programs MCC has to offer. Earn your degree completely online. It's all here at MCC. Enroll today and start your journey to success. Visit mcc.iavalley.edu.
Back in on Bobcat Live. Thanks so much for coming out and joining us tonight. Speaking of bowling, by the way, you can take a part in their Winter Cosmic Bowling Package right now. $50 for 2 hours of bowling with shoe rentals, up to 6 bowlers, and even better, a hot cocoa bar. So take advantage of that out here at Wayward Social. Logan Wolf with us with the esports program, the coordinator of that. Are you much of a bowler, Logan?
I try to be, but it doesn't work out.
And Miles is on with us here as well. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good. Thanks so much for coming out here tonight at Bobcat Live. And the esports program, you guys were in action last night. And Logan, I think the last time you were on, you talked about Waukee Northwest being pretty good. Overwatch 2 lost 3-0. But Ryder Ambrose had 15 assists, 11 eliminations. Sam Bennett had 19 eliminations. So how'd you kind of feel that one went last night for the group?
They were doing well, and the problem was we couldn't get the objective taken care of. I think our main struggle right now is teamwork and moving together. And the Waukee just picked us apart. So solid players. They just got to figure out that cohesiveness and really get the objective done. So
all right. So like in that the shooter games, that kind of thing. We talked a little bit last time, but just working together, the communication, is that just practice time, being able to rep it and kind of work together and figure out what strategies work best for you?
Yeah, a lot of it's holding certain points on the map. Communicating is huge on that, getting what each individual role is doing. And some of the roles work together, so they're not particularly good by themselves, so you got to have them paired together. And with our roster this year, we've had a couple students that decided not to go out. We've replaced them with upcoming players, and so it's a whole new roster that we haven't really worked with before.
Yeah.
So
how many do you have out right now?
So for our varsity, we've got 11 on our roster.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So is that a pretty good number that you feel like you're at right now?
Yep. So a starting roster for a match has 5, just like basketball. Then you want to have substitutes that can fill in, and if someone's having an off day, get that moved around and get ready for the game day. So
yeah. Miles Grigo on Bobcat Live with us. All right, tell me a little bit about your specialty. What game are you best at and taking part in?
Right now, I'd say my best game's at Siege, which is what we played over the fall season.
Okay.
Right now, I'm playing both Overwatch and Rocket League.
Okay.
But mainly Rocket League right now.
Okay. All right. We've got David, our producer here. He's big into Rocket League as well too. What do you like about that one? Because David was telling me a little bit about it. It's basically soccer with cars.
Yeah.
And so you're just trying to score as many points as you can in that game.
Basically.
Okay.
It takes a lot of communication if you want to be really good at it, which I'd say is what we need to work on more.
Yeah.
During practice.
So when you're playing that in a match, what is it? Is it a 3-on-3, or how many are competing against each other?
3-on-3.
3-on-3. Okay, I nailed it, Coach, right out of the gate. It seems like a fun game. I've never played it. What's the biggest? I know you mentioned the communication and stuff like that, but like as an individual playing that game, what are you concentrated, kind of focused on when you play Rocket League?
What I mainly focus on is looking at where everyone is at the same exact time. Like, see how many people are in front, how many people are back of the goal, and pick apart if there's 2 in front and 1 in back. Just get back over there if we have the ball in our possession and try to score.
Yeah. Now, you're a senior this year, right?
Yeah.
And you've been with the program since 2022 when it started for esports. So what's it been like to see over the past 3 years or so the growth and the development of the esports program?
Pretty cool. Considering my first year, we had 9 people starting, and now we have dedicated people for every single game, which I think is really nice.
Yeah, that is. I'm sure to be able to field a full team and the development as a esports player. Where do you think that comes the most from? Is it just working with teammates or working on your own, kind of developing your skills out there playing the game?
I'd say it's both. Like, if you've been playing the game for a long time and you have other people playing with you that you know close, I think it works out perfectly.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to sign a letter of intent, Coach told me, to go to MCC. When are you doing that?
We did it today, actually.
Okay, awesome. Well, congrats going to play at MCC. What's it like for you to have basically a program right in your backyard to go to after high school?
Pretty cool, considering my brother also did it, came out of high school, didn't play much. Actually, I don't think he played once.
Okay.
But he still joined their esports program at the MCC, and I'm just following what he did.
Yeah, cool. So is there anything you're going to go to school for? You're going to play esports, but any program you're looking at?
Not yet.
Not yet?
I've been really thinking about it.
Yeah, well, you still got plenty of time.
Yeah.
So, all right, so you've got winter break coming up here, Logan. What are you kind of focusing on with your team right now?
A lot of it that we're going over right now is for Rocket League. Miles talked about it, rotation. Our Rocket League team is 60% new roster. So I think we got a total of 6 or 7 guys. We've only got 2 coming back from last year. So knowing map positioning, rotations. As he talked, it's a lot like soccer, but there is no midfield or backfield or that kind of stuff. So they can have free range, but it's about controlling the court and positioning. And then for Overwatch, we're really focusing in on playing the map strategically, having they call them choke points, so you can keep the other team back from certain areas. But it's mainly we're trying to work back to cohesiveness for the team. So that's one thing we're working on. And then just like traditional sports, making every rep count in practice. It sounds odd to say in esports, but you can sit down and play the game, or you can really compete and practice at a high level. So
yeah, it's not like just flipping on the switch and playing and just kind of whatever. I mean, there's the strategy aspect. How much do you think the kids take away from that? Maybe long term, maybe a job, planning and strategizing and working together with other people.
Oh, it's a skill that you can't replace. It's used every day in the real world. Social interactions, it's huge, and if you can do that in a team aspect, it's going to help you out a lot.
Yeah. For people who don't know, maybe the MCC program for esports, how closely does the Bobcat program work with the college?
So in the off season, a lot of times we scrimmage them. We'll think of game plans, or we share like strategies with each other about titles that we're playing. Actually, our first year that Miles was part of our Overwatch team, we scrimmaged them. And our high school team beat them. And see them go on now and take some of our players and be, 3-time national champions. That's a pretty cool ordeal. And so
it seems like we're pretty unique here in Central Iowa to the access that you have, right? I mean, is there any other areas out there that have quite the resources like this?
I don't think so. I think having MCC in our backyard and esports in Marshtown's really growing, and we have a community that supports us, and we love it. And we appreciate it, and I don't think there's anywhere else like this.
Yeah. If people want to find schedules to be able, because you stream your matches, things like that, where can people find all that information?
We post all of our stuff. We try to get out to the news, of course. We hand it to you guys. It's on our Facebook page, which is Bobcat Esports. And then, of course, through the athletic office there at the high school, you can get it there too. And then we stream on YouTube, just as you.
Yeah. Miles, what other things are you doing during the school year?
Mostly work on schoolwork, hang out with friends, and also do tennis.
Oh, tennis. Nice. How's the backhand this time of year? Probably haven't been out for a while. That's awesome. Miles, best of luck the rest of your senior season. Appreciate it, and congrats on signing with MCC.
All right, thank you.
All right, Miles and Logan with us with the esports program. Give it up for them. As, of course, coming up in February, by the way, we are going to have an esports night as we are inviting the MCC program out here to Bobcat Live on February 6th, so we look forward to doing that as well. So anyway, when we come back, we will switch gears and talk a little golf. That's ahead right here on Bobcat Live on KFJB-TV.
Do you know Lennox Employees Credit Union makes loans for recreational vehicles? So if you'd rather be enjoying this winter on a snowmobile, the Lennox Employees Credit Union makes loans for them. Plus ATVs, jet skis, boats, and trailers. The loan process is so easy. Loans for used vehicles like campers and snowmobiles are available too. Get rate info at lennoxecu.com. Fun things up with help from Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA.
'Tis the season at Greg Young Chevrolet of Marshalltown. Starting Black Friday, when you buy a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, you'll receive a 65-inch TV and up to $500 to spend at local businesses. It's the perfect time to upgrade your ride and celebrate the season. But hurry, this offer ends December 31st. Visit us on South Center Street just north of Highway 30 or online at GregYoungMarshalltown.com. Make this holiday season one to remember with Greg Young Chevrolet of Marshalltown.
Back in on Bobcat Live here on KFJB-TV. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and get those upcoming game alerts. Ladies, are you subscribed to KFJB-TV?
I am. Probably not.
Wow, Gabby, what is going on? Get your phone out right now. Let's go.
Right now?
Yeah, come on.
Can I do it after?
No, we got to subscribe right now. We got to show the world.
Oh, gosh.
Come
okay.
on, let's go. Let's go.
It might take me a second.
To the other
Okay.
200 channels you're subscribed to, you're going to
I
have to
actually
add.
don't watch a lot of YouTube, so.
Okay, all right. That's
That's
fine.
probably why I'm
we'll get
not.
this out of the way. We need all the numbers we
Okay, there we go.
All right. That's proof for the world. Subscribe to KFJB-TV. It's that easy, isn't it?
Yeah, that was
it's
pretty
free.
darn easy.
Yeah, we make it pretty painless. All right, Gabby Estabrook on with us. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Natalie Henson as well. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. All right, so your mom reached out and said, "Hey, we want to kind of recruit for girls golf, as well as kind of give an update to everybody that there's a lot of work that goes on during the winter, despite the golf course probably not in the best condition right now to be playing. Although maybe you could get out there a little bit. So tell me a little bit about the numbers that the golf program has had, and where maybe you kind of like to see how many girls are out for golf."
Last year we had 7 girls, but
Okay.
in the past we've had more. We lost a lot of seniors our sophomore year, and then this year we're going to have a few more, I think. Maybe a couple sophomores joining, a new freshman. So
Yeah.
we're doing good.
That's good. That's good. But you'd always like to see more.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Because, this program has had a lot of success, and both of you have been right there to see it. Last year, you guys got second at conference and went to the state tournament. So that just seems like something I would want to be a part of, right? Is that kind of the selling point on coming out for golf?
Yeah, I think golf, we have a lot of great success, especially with how many great supporters we have. And we would like to continue to grow that and continue to get better.
Yeah. It's a great community to golf in. We've got like 4 golf courses here, Wandering Creek, as well as the Legion. And I had opportunity last summer to play the guys at Elmwood, because we did a golf shoot, much like we did with the girls team. But if you had to say you had a favorite golf course, Gabby, what would it be?
My favorite's Elmwood.
Okay.
My favorite probably has to be the Harvester.
Oh, the Harvester.
Mhm.
All right. You're amongst elite company there, right? I don't think anybody can go there, right?
Yeah, you have to know people, but
Well, you're a really good golfer, so I'm sure you know a few people down the line. If anybody wants to reach out to me, I would be more than happy to go to the Harvester as well. I drive by gazing at the Harvester on the way down 330, wishing that I would play there. What's unique about that course?
it's under great condition all the time. You can really spin the ball, and it's just a great experience overall.
Yeah, all right. When you played Elmwood, what makes that one so challenging for you?
I think Elmwood, my game is really long,
Mhm.
and Elmwood's a little bit shorter and more narrow. And also it's really hard, and I have a hard time with pitch shots, and
Okay.
then the ground is harder.
Okay.
So it's hard for me to hit
Yeah.
those.
Yeah. Mine's Wandering Creek as well. That's, I think, the harder one here in town because the greens are so small. And
Yeah, I could see that.
it is really hard to get it on the green, whereas, the Legion and Elmwood, they're a little bit bigger greens. What do you feel like you like to play at Elmwood, but what's the most challenging here in town, do you think?
Definitely Elmwood.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's why I like it, because there's a lot of room to improve and a lot of things to work on.
Yeah. All right, so what's going on during the wintertime? You guys hitting up the simulator, right?
Yes, thanks to Terry Busby, a great supporter. We really try hitting the simulators hard in the winter, because the thing about girls golf is it's in the spring, so when season starts, we're starting basically right away. We don't really have a prep time. So hitting it hard in the winter and getting people to start going more in the winter, even just once a week, that would be such a great huge thing for us.
Yeah, I've been out there at the simulator, and it's really cool. Anybody can go out there. You can book a tee time through Wandering Creek. Nothing's like, getting out on the actual golf course and golfing, but it is a really awesome way to kind of just keep your swing going, right?
Mm-hmm. It definitely is. I recently just played a tournament in Florida, and it definitely really does prep you. Not perfectly, but it helps a lot.
Yeah. Gabby, what do you take away from the simulator? How does it kind of help you?
It really helps me get warmed up for the season because with volleyball, I'm pretty busy during the fall, so it's kind of like my off season, basically. So then the wintertime really gets you into a groove, so you're not just starting fresh in the spring. And so warming up your swing, getting it fine-tuned for when the season does start.
Yeah. I know Coach Johnson is here. We appreciate him for coming out to the show as well. How does he work with you? Are you doing drills in the simulators, or are you just golfing around?
So since it is the off season, the coaches can't directly help you. So normally they're just there as supervision, but I haven't been able to go yet to a simulator myself.
Okay.
Yeah, he's very good at organizing all the winter stuff and making sure that we're able to get in at good time so that we're not interfering with any of the customers.
Yeah.
So then we'll go on Saturday mornings, and it's a great time for everyone to warm up. And
yeah.
Yeah.
You do skills, or is it just golfing?
We do a lot of both. So the full swing software that they have at Wandering Creek is really great. So you can do different driving ranges and that kind of thing. Work on your short game, work on your long game. They kind of have it all.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so if anybody wants to, any lady out there watching, wanting to be a part of the golf team, what should they do?
They could reach out to one of us or reach out to Coach Johnson.
Okay, good deal. How's the golf swing, by the way? Is it good? You said you were in Florida?
Yeah, I recently just played a tournament there.
Okay, how'd you do?
I did pretty good. It was a Hurricane Nationals, and I got 6th, so I was happy with that.
Awesome. Congrats.
Thank
Congrats. That's awesome. Of course, last year you averaged 76. How do you – I'm sure you're looking to shave strokes off. What's the biggest room for growth in your game?
It's got to be my putting and pitching, just working around those greens. I'm making a lot more putts now, and I think if I continue to get that more dialed in and start rolling those birdie putts in, it could go a huge way.
Yeah. Gabby, what are you working on?
Chipping.
Chipping?
Yeah. And fine-tuning my irons, too.
Yeah.
But chipping's huge.
Yeah, chipping, putting, that's where the strokes really count up, really start going there. Kind of like for me during the video shoot. Until I got my hole-in-one.
That was a great hole-in-one.
Hey, thanks so much for coming out tonight. Appreciate it, ladies.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
Gabby, Esterbrook, Natalie Henson with us here on Bobcat Live. We'll switch gears. We're back to the hardwood when we come back right here on KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Legends American Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite team. Enjoy wings, nachos, steaks, and prime rib available on Friday and Saturday nights. It's game on for great food and your favorite drink to wash it down. You like burgers? Legends has fantastic, unique burger creations like this. The Legends Burger. Absolutely delicious. Gather with friends, enjoy your favorite team's games with the NFL Sunday Ticket, and make some memories. Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and our new Newton location, where the game is always on.
Back in on Bobcat Live here at Wayward Social. We are inside Rosie's. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. We moved up Bobcat Live to Wednesday because ladies going to be in action tomorrow night on the road at Mason City. Before we get going, I wanted to give a shout-out to Tyler Prashong, Agency State Farm. They are over here. They got their Christmas party going on out here at Wayward Social, so you can book your business Christmas party. Are you much of a bowler, Megan?
I mean, I can be. I've done it. I grew up in Marshalltown when this was not Wayward Social. So
okay, all right.
Yeah.
What was it before?
No, you're going to ask me that. Like, Crew Lanes was downtown. This was Totem Bowl.
Okay, Totem Bowl.
Totem Bowl.
Oh, Totem Bowl.
Yep.
I get it. Totem Bowl.
Yep.
I get the connection there. Awesome. All right, Megan Heitman on with us. We're going to have the Bobcat girls basketball team with a roundtable coming up in a little bit with them and ask a few questions. But first, we'll dive into it. Obviously, on Monday night, you took on Southeast Polk, a loss in that 154-11. But they've been a really good team in Class A. Over the years, kind of a measuring stick game. What did you take away from that contest on Monday night?
Well, I mean, we talked to the girls beforehand and about, when we coached in the CIML and how those games went. And even like most of these girls' freshman year, like Millie's freshman year, or even, Millie's freshman and Ellie's sophomore year, that we're more talented and we have more basketball IQ than we did then. So we can talk to them about strategy and we can walk through things that we know are going to be implemented. And, we watched film of it last night. And if we make some of those buckets, we had some early layups that had some really good looks. If we make those, then that first quarter is a whole different ballgame. We could have been down by 2 or 3 at the quarter mark. They were throwing 10, 12, I don't know how many people in their rotation, and we had 6, 7 at the most. So, we were going to get tired. But Southeast Polk's a good program, and they're improving, and they went on and beat Ankeny, which is ranked 6, I think, in 5A last night. So, they're a good program, and I think we performed pretty well against them.
Yeah, and thing is, even what you're alluding to, I saw Frankie Long with a couple of rebounds and putbacks that were missed, and you just kind of think, you make a few of those that you didn't get down there. How much do you think kind of the health aspect has played into a little bit like a game last night? You're without a Kinsley Bowie. You didn't have a Mara Johnson coming into this season. That depth, because we talked about it with Brynja earlier in the program, just being able to have the depth, it does matter, especially probably late in games, right?
Yeah, for sure. It matters. But, you're going to go with what you have, and these girls have been working their butts off. Like, I feel like this particular team, even before Kinsley got hurt, but came into the season more in shape than most any team we've had in the past. A lot of them did volleyball or cross country, but they also just went to the Y and just did some workouts and stuff. So I think they were more in shape coming in. So we didn't have to spend a lot of time doing that. They were already there. So, we would like to have more people. We would like everybody to be healthy, but basketball is a long season, and you're going to have injuries, and you're going to have people get sick. We just have to, roll with what we have and, hope we get enough to show up on an even night.
Yeah, for sure. And your opponent tomorrow is Mason City. This is not the same Mason City team that we've seen over the past 4 years with Reggie Spots leading the guard. She averaged almost 16 points a game last year. Very good player. She's moved on. They were a team that kind of probably didn't reach their aspirations last year. They got beat out early by Gilbert in postseason play. They're 2-2 heading into tomorrow night, but they do have some back, like the Latham girl, the Falls girl. So looking at this, yes, a different team, but still going to be a really good test in Iowa Lions conference matchup. What do you think they present as your biggest challenge going into this one?
They have 2 girls that are getting most of their points right now, in the Falls girl and Trask, who's shooting like an unreasonable percentage of 3-point shots. But like outside of those 2, they don't have a lot other people who are getting a lot of scoring output. So I think if we have some defensive tricks to hopefully stop them, we can stay with them. And I would also say, just in watching film, they also have a new head coach this year. So their head coach moved on. So they don't have the same schemes necessarily that they used to. We might not see so much 1-3-1 half-court pressure that we've seen, because I haven't seen it much on film yet. They've kind of brought it up once or twice, but not consistently for entire games.
Yeah.
So not having to go against that would be really helpful. Like if they could stick to man, then we can, that's something that we're more comfortable with, or like a 2-3 zone. A 1-3-1 is just harder to prepare for and is not as common.
Yeah, Katie Trask is the new head coach. You're alluding to that. And last year, what I took away when you went up there on the road, you started out pretty well in that one, and it was a pretty tight ball game until halftime, I believe it was. And you got off to a good start. Team seemed like it had good energy. Is that kind of a focus tomorrow night, is going into it, starting off maybe fast or having that high energy?
Yeah, I think if we start off fast both tomorrow and Friday, that's going to be to our advantage, because Mason City was supposed to play Fort Dodge last night, and that also got postponed. So Mason City hasn't played since a week from last Tuesday. So they've gone 10 days without playing a game. Fort Dodge will be in the same boat when we see them on Friday. So I think it's a little to our advantage that we've at least had a game in to where, we're a little bit, our conditioning is game ready. If we can come out and jump on them, I think this is a Mason City team that won't necessarily rise to that challenge as much as those in the past will weather that. So hopefully that we have the energy coming off the bus. It's always a long drive to get up there. It's always seems we try to do some stuff on the bus with like our speakers and stuff and selection music, so that we're kind of ready and awake when we get up there and not everybody's been sleeping for a couple hours.
Yeah, that would make it hard to get amped for the game. That is for sure. Megan, thanks so much for joining us here tonight. We're looking forward to our little round table with the ladies coming up when we come back. This is Bobcat Live on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means respecting my teammates, coaches, opponents, the officials, and fans.
If I do that, so will others, and being a good sport becomes a way of life.
To all of Iowa's student athletes getting ready to compete, remember, sportsmanship starts with us.
Welcome back into Bobcat Live here on KFJB-TV. Thanks so much for everybody joining us here tonight. All right, we're going wireless mic. Going to make my way over here and talk with the... Oh, boy. See, we started a round table because Coach told me that sometimes, Georgia, there were some ladies that were maybe uncomfortable being up there. So we thought maybe we would make it easier, Millie, on everyone being on Bobcat Live here tonight. All right, so I'm gonna ask a question, and then David, do we got everybody on camera? Okay, perfect. All right, we got Kinsley Bowie here, Ellie Hughes, Frankie Long, Morgan Hildebrand, Amira Johnson. I just said Georgia Jansen and Millie Heitman with us here on Bobcat Live. That like a steel trap up here, remembering everybody's name. All right. Kinsley, you're first up. All right. What's your favorite aspect about this team?
I think we're all close.
You like to laugh a lot, apparently.
I mean, we're funny. I don't know.
I didn't hear anybody say anything. It's like the mic and the camera. All right. Ellie? What do you love about the team?
We're
we're just all really close and we all like get along with each other.
Well, I see that because everybody comes out to all the stuff, even volleyball as well. So what's it like to play with this group, Frankie?
It's very fun.
Full of words here tonight. All right, Morgan, buy a little more time on the show with your response, will you? You can take the mic.
It's really fun. We've definitely grown a lot, like with connections and stuff. So yeah. That's a very solid answer.
All right, I think. Millie, Georgia, would you like to add anything to that, or did we cover that? They nailed it. Okay. All right. We'll start with you, Millie. Your favorite opponent to play?
Waterloo East.
I figured that would be up there. It gets a little testy when you play them.
Des Moines East.
Des Moines East. Okay. Amara? You got a little feisty with Waterloo East, I believe, last year.
Now they're all my teammates, but probably Des Moines East.
Okay, Des Moines East. Morgan? Who would it be?
So far, Des Moines East.
Okay.
Fort Dodge.
Oh, yeah. Finally, we got a Fort Dodge in there. All right, Ellie?
I don't know. Probably Des Moines East, yeah.
Wow, we have not. Please say Ames.
I was going to say Ames. Okay. Ames.
I couldn't believe we made it around the table without Ames even being brought up in there, which will be the first game coming up after winter break. So real quick, anybody want to pass along what they're doing for the holidays, maybe some Christmas wishes?
Eating a lot of food.
Okay. Are you a ham or a turkey person?
Ham.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? Millie, what are you doing?
Eating?
Let me guess, Georgia, you're eating too.
Yep.
Amara, did you get Lamar anything nice for Christmas this year? What'd you get him? A wallet. That's really good. Does he have any money to put in it? Yeah. Oh, wow. He's a saver? No. Morgan, anything? No, not really. Frankie, let's hear. What's your Christmas plans this year?
Hanging out with my family and friends.
All right. Ellie, favorite Christmas movie?
National Lampoon's Christmas.
Oh, that's, yeah, there you go. A lot of cheers. Yes, that's a classic. Favorite Christmas movie?
I don't watch movies.
Okay, you're boring. I'm just kidding.
Home Alone.
Home Alone, that's a good one. Elf, I heard Elf. That's a great one. Georgia, come on, what favorite Christmas movie?
Probably Family Vacation.
Family Vacation.
Home Alone.
Millie, okay. Yeah. Listen, quit ruining the show here. Just kidding. All right, Frankie, break the news. Whose birthday is it today?
Georgia's.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
dear Georgia. Happy birthday to you.
And with that, we'll be back right after this on KFJB-TV.
Marshalltown Community School District thanks you for voting yes in the referendum to move forward with the plan to remodel and modernize Miller Middle School and the enhancement to Franklin Field. We will continue to provide updates about this exciting project as they move forward in the process. There is so much positive energy for the future. Thanks for saying yes to our students and yes for Marshalltown. To learn more, go to marshalltowncsdfuture.com. Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
One final time on Bobcat Live. Thanks so much to the girls basketball team being out here tonight and all of our guests. What a great show out here at Wayward Social. This will be our final one until January 9th, as we'll take a break for winter break, and looking forward to get going there as well. Our special next time on January 9th will be $2 off a Build-A-Burger. And don't forget, Winter Cosmic Bowling out here at Wayward Social. $50 for 2 hours of bowling, shoe rentals, and 6 bowlers, and a hot cocoa bar as well. Coming up tomorrow night, it is the Riverhawks hosting your Marshalltown Bobcats girls-boys doubleheader starting at 6. And then Fort Dodge in town on Friday night, girls-boys doubleheader coverage starting at 6. Thanks so much for joining us tonight, Wayward Social. Our host, Inside Rosie's. You've been watching Bobcat Live. For our producer, David Braga, I'm Brandon Lewis.